you've got more weight to lose than you think you have. And that's the downfall of most people, which is why I suppose they jump on these quick fix solutions, because they figure 2 or 3 kilos, 6 kilos, whatever it might be. Yeah, I can do that in 8 weeks. I can do that in 8 weeks. The issue is, though, we've often got a lot more weight to come off than we realize and appreciate. So this quick fix 8-week program ends up being 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 24 weeks of being constantly in this rather restrictive approach with calories and increased expectations of movement and gym activity. So everybody will advertise these 8-week programs for fat loss and will demonize the sustainable approach, which I champion. But actually, most people end up working with these coaches initially for quick fix, but end up in long-term aggressive approaches to fat loss because they've got all of this extra weight that they didn't realize needed to come off. They might reach that 2, 3, 6, 8K goal of weight loss within that 8 weeks, but they look down and they're like, it's not enough. It's not enough. I need more. I need more. So they remain in this rather aggressive approach for a lot longer than's advertised. Whereas when you jump on board with me, we're going to start slow and steady. Now, if you do want a little boost at the start, that's fine. But we're going to focus on that slow and steady approach that ultimately has that longevity, which means you can still enjoy life whilst chipping away at this weight, because this weight didn't appear overnight. It didn't appear in 8 weeks. So how rational is it to believe that you can get rid of this weight in 8 weeks? Like, it's not rational. It's not rational thinking the way I look at it anyway. But I am a very black and white thinker. I don't have much room for grey thinking or any thinking, to be honest. I try and do as little thinking as possible. It's exhausting. Anywho, I digress. Where was I? Yes, so sustainable, So if you can be realistic in your expectations and honest with yourself from the get-go, like, how much weight have I got to lose? And how long has it taken me to get in this position? Now, most of my clients, most of which are females, women, they've had the issue with the weight since childbirth. That's like a recurring theme. Like, pre-childhood, they had a great body, they were looking after themselves, they had time, they could go to the gym, they could go for walks, they could eat well, etc. And then the little darlings come along and completely fuck everything up. And you end up at the bottom of the pile. And over years, because of this flip in focus on whose needs are more important, and it generally ends up being the kids' needs are more important. This is one for another conversation, though, because I don't believe that's true. I stand by you have to look after number one, because then you can look after everybody else more efficiently. So kids shouldn't be first, you should be first. But I'll do that in another one. That might sound a bit controversial as well, so that might split the audience anyway. But you've put yourself at the bottom of the pile. You've been at the bottom of the pile for years. You've neglected your own self-care. So we aren't eating with any real thought. We aren't moving anywhere near enough. We can't find the time for exercise, structured or otherwise. So you wake up 10 years later and suddenly you're overweight, you're unhappy, you don't like what's looking back, you've got low confidence, The list of negative implications of that just go on and on. And then in that sort of knee-jerk reaction to wanting to do something about it, 8 weeks, yes, I'll do it in 8 weeks, I'll knuckle down. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, you may make a dint, but you're going to be white knuckling it. And because of generally the expectations being so high and the control over the nutrition so tight, it doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't fit. Like, you'll make it work for 8 weeks at a push, but are you going to make it work for 10, 12, 16, 24 weeks? Like, probably not. Like, it's not going to fit into your lifestyle. And it is generally a case of dropping everything and focusing solely on that. And everything else gets kind of pushed to the wayside. Whereas if you take an approach that's got a bit more longevity in it, and you are being more mindful of what you eat, and you are trying to move more, and we are looking at 1, maybe 2 sessions in the gym, be them 20 minutes or be them an hour, it doesn't matter. Something's better than nothing. And if it's not in the gym, we'll look at home. And then you start chipping away at like 0.5 kilo a week, like a pound a week. But if you drop a pound a week over a year, that's 52 pounds. Yeah, which is a lot. Like, that's a lot. And that's from making small, achievable, and consistent changes in lifestyle habits, in movement, in hydration, in getting some form of physical activity in, getting some strength training in. 52 pounds over the year is a lot of weight. And that's the sustainable approach that most people should be taking. But the appeal of these short-term quick fixes, I get it. Like, I totally understand it. But the reality of it is, it's not going to get you where you want to be. And in fact, in most cases, people rebound twice as hard after a period of such severe restriction that the dam breaks, and then they end up actually in a worse position than when they started the 8 weeks a couple of months after they've done it. So I think knowing that you have more weight to lose than you initially thought of can switch the approach mindset that you're going to take to it. And flipping that mindset of what approach you should be taking for longevity, for sustained change, and an ability to then maintain the loss once you've achieved the eventual target, means that you've ticked all the right boxes. Every box is ticked in all the right places. And no, there's no expectation of perfection, and no, there's no expectation that you're going to be cutting out loads of things or missing out loads of things. It's about making informed choices, educated decisions, and being conscious and present in the day. And then learning and educating throughout the process as well, so that you're not back in this position in 5, 6, 10 years' time, once you find another reason why you've been pushed to the bottom of the pile. And that's kind of all I've got to say about this one. So ultimately, in summary, you've got more weight to lose than you think you have. So the approach you need to take needs to be one that is going to be sustainable. And remember, if you just aimed for £1 a week over a year, that's £52, which is not bad going. See you next time. Oh, subscribe, wherever it is. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Let's see if we can get a bit bigger an audience here. See you later. Bye.